Do you want more success, more growth, more results? Then it's time for the Boundless Success Accelerator from the Modern Observer Group. This isn't your average coaching program. It's where top performers come to dominate. Weekly group sessions, on-demand coaching, a community that's got your back, and a power-packed library of tools to supercharge your business and career. No more excuses, no more waiting. Get in, level up, and start building the life you've been dreaming about. Visit us at modernobserver.com/boundlesssuccess to join today. Let's get you to the next level.
Welcome to another edition of Carnivore Bites. I'm your host, Jeff Sherman, along with Dr. Eric Lopkin. And I used to be a big astronomer, or I should say interested in astronomy. And now I'm more, I've transcended that. Now I'm into drones, like many other people in America. Pretty bizarre. But with the current administration, nothing really shocks me, Dr. Lopkin.
No, it doesn't. I mean, unfortunately, this is just another example of the lack of transparency that the Biden administration has had from the beginning. You know, as Donald Trump just said, either they know what it is or these should be shot down. And
I think they know what it is. I find it. Well, yeah, I want your opinion. That's fine. I think they know what it is. God knows what's going on. But your opinion, yes, definitely we need that. But it's also beyond a lack of transparency. You think you might want to say something? Yeah, Lopkin, your house is on fire. Like, really? Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't even know if he's capable of saying anything anymore.
100%.
Do I think the government knows what's going on? Yes, I'm pretty sure they've got a good idea. Because either these are government drones, in which case, of course, they know what's going on, consumer and private drones, in which case they had to be filing flight paths with the FAA. So in which case the government knows what they are. Or they're enemy drones, in which case the government does not know what they are and should have shot them down by now.
Okay, we pay a shitload of money for defense. I have no idea why if it's from a foreign adversary. I cannot tell you with good conscience how we do not know that. There has to be a boat offshore. I mean, really? We're paying... That's actually scarier than any of it.
Well,
we don't know.
there doesn't need to be a boat offshore. Remember, we have had a wide open border for 4 years. God only knows who came in. So these could be
you could be 100% correct, but listen, do the legit. So they set up a base camp in Texas, I don't know who, whatever, and we don't know. That's
right.
It's so scary, dude.
Yes, and the government is claiming we have no idea what's going on. Really? This is their one job. The federal government, when it comes right down to it, has a single job, and that is to protect the American people. Whether that's
100%.
militarily, economically, education, however, it all boils down to their job is to protect the American people. And remember the Chinese spy balloon. Now, we know this was a Chinese spy balloon because they did ultimately shoot it down after it had traversed the entire country and sent all of that data back to China.
Well, hold on. One key caveat to that is they would have never said shit if some reporter, photographer from a local news didn't get the picture. So they were more than willing to just let it slide. That is a fact.
Well, that's basically the modus operandi of the entire administration. If nobody says anything about Joe Biden's dementia, we'll just let it slide. Nobody says anything about the border, we'll just let it slide.
Well, we've already touched on it. I want to beat a dead horse, but his legacy, not that he has, is later, dude. And speaking of legacies, I believe the AOC legacy, dirt nap time, to quote Don Imus.
Yeah, AOC was gearing up to be the top-ranking Democrat on the House Oversight Committee, and the Democrats overwhelmingly voted her down, not allowing her to take that position. And sources say that the smackdown of AOC was actually organized by Nancy Pelosi while she is recovering from hip surgery in a hospital in Germany. So this is how much the Democrats don't want AOC to have any power.
Okay, but isn't it a scorned lover? Use a bad analogy, but still, hear me out, Dr. Lopkin. It's you basically destroyed her, the squad, Bernie, multi-handedly destroyed a party. That's a fact, okay? More than McGovern could ever even wish for. And basically, I think there's no oxygen left for them, and I really do believe that. I think it's over. You screwed me over, and it's over.
If there's any brains left in the Democratic Party, then yes, the squad is done, the progressives are done, because they have done so much damage to the party. And let's not, forget about Kamala Harris. She's one of them. And the damage done...
Well, before you mention Mamala, because that's part of on the docket, she's talking about resurrecting her career. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If that happens, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, put it this way. Me playing in the NBA might have better probability.
Yeah, Democratic big donors have come out and said Harris has proven she is not capable of running for office ever again.
Ever.
Now she's talking about running for governor of California. Could she do it? I honestly think she can, because I honestly believe the people of California are that stupid. But
May I interject one thing on that? I'm not really challenging that belief, because I would say with betting man, easily possible. My only caveat, Dr. Lopkin, if she is such a moron, I really believe even in California she's done. Again, you could be right. We're not even debating it. But she is such a moron that even in California, she could be gone.
The problem she's going to have is not with the California voters, who these are the folks that I think are morons. The problem she's going to have is with the donors, because, again, donors are coming out. They've said, not only have they said she should never run again, they are not giving her any money, but one major donor who was an official with the DNC said Harris and the progressives have done so much damage to the party.
Even Carville said that.
This is someone else. This was a woman.
Oh, no, I got it. Yeah, he did it too.
I think her name was Laura Lynn. But they did...
Oh, yes, I like her. She's cool.
They did so much damage to the party that the Democratic Party is stuck with the stench of being losers, and she doesn't think they're going to be able to shake this for 8 years.
Oh, no. I've seen her. She's a very smart person. I don't agree with her politically. She's probably someone they should probably bring into the fold. I think she burned too many bridges, possibly. That's not my business. I could care less. But, oh, yeah, I think there's so many problems with the Democratic Party. First of all, they have a masculinity problem. I mean, they even did a thing post-election about a group hug with guys. I mean, yeah, I really don't want to be, invited to that party. I think I'm good. Thank you very much. It's you can run the gamut. It's almost like a test for insanity. Like, they say, do you like doing this? Do you like, a psychiatrist? The last question should be, do you vote for Democrats? I mean, really, it's getting that bad. It's getting that bad.
Well, the delusions that they were under that keep coming out are absolutely amazing. People are staffers from the Harris campaign are coming out now saying how badly they were mistreated just as people. They also were told point blank that the campaign was going to continue paying their salary through December 31st. And of course, their salaries ended on election day. So
there you go.
They thought they were going to get these extra 2 months of pay. They're out in
which
the
is important.
now.
But no, and that's nothing to sneeze at. That's huge. You're not making a lot of money. Those can transition over into another job, blah, blah. And the other thing about jobs, as you well know, you're involved in that, is when you have a job, it's much easier to get another one. So you can say, yes, I'm getting, you're still employed by Mamala, and I'm going to transition into, I don't know, Blumenthal's campaign, whatever. But now you're dead in the water.
Well, in corporate, that's certainly true. In this case, I don't think being employed by Kamala was going to help them get another job.
I'm sorry, that's why you're the doctor. No, that's why you're the doctor. You're right. It's
a bad job on this campaign. And I love the campaign manager was recently quoted as saying in a post-election analysis, she said they ran a flawless campaign.
Flawless.
Really?
Absolutely.
If losing
smoke another joint.
If losing on a massive scale was your goal, then yes, you ran a flawless campaign. In actuality, there wasn't one thing that they did right. And in terms of campaign advisors, Barron Trump showed more intelligence because he's the one that convinced Donald Trump to go on Joe Rogan. He showed more intelligence about what the voters wanted than the entire Harris campaign. And actually, James Carville has said that as well.
No, you're 100% correct. And you're right. Political strategist is not corporate. So you always, two groups of people, one person. The one that, I don't know his name, the person that ran Hillary's campaign, never to be seen again, okay? And then anyone, you're right. It's like having on your resume, I worked on the Bud Light marketing campaign.
Yes.
Or the Jaguar. Yeah, I ran the Jaguar campaign. It's kind of like, check please. Yeah, they're very good. So I think that's really awesome.
Going back even further, as a reference, I'm sure you'll appreciate. These folks have about as much chance of getting another job doing politics as the guy that invented New Coke.
Yep, New Coke. Yeah, it's like basically a pecking order of failure. New Coke, Bud Light, Jaguar, and Mamala's campaign.
Yes.
Actually, what if someone? Well, you would be too old to do the Coke. But what if you did Bud, Jaguar, and Mamala? Check, please.
Yeah.
You know what your next words are going to be? Welcome to Walmart. We have a sale on big screen TVs, as it should be. Absolutely amazing. Donald, something, I guess it's physics actually, about, that something always occupies a vacuum. I've never seen a president-elect basically being de facto president. Let's just cut the shit, correct? And his appointments look like I think they're all going to get through. How do you like that?
Yeah, this is the first time in history that this has happened. Even when Reagan was elected the first time with the hostages in Carter never abandoned his post.
Nope,
This
he was
and the
on the job.
yes, and the Democrats are the ones now who are up in arms about Biden just disappearing. I mean, we're recording this on a Wednesday, and Biden has already, for the week, called a lid on the week and flew off to Delaware for
Whoa, whoa,
the
whoa,
for the
whoa, whoa, whoa!
week.
Really?
Yes,
No, really?
that was it.
Well,
Was
is anything going to really change?
probably not. I
No,
mean, he's not doing anything
probably.
anyway. And realistically, come on, we know he hasn't been doing anything for 4 years.
Okay, here's an interesting tidbit, my friend. Your analysis. This really never happened during the transition. But with him, everything is unique. I actually think he's the only president in my lifetime that, as transitions are a honeymoon, whatever they're nostalgic. He's the only one that's losing his whatever status he had, in a transition. I mean, he might be going from the 10th worst president to number 2 in a transition. Leave it to Joe, Uncle Joe, Scranton Joe. God, that's amazing.
Well,
do you agree, Dr. Lopkin?
It's true, but I'm going to put forth an alternate theory as to what's going on.
Go ahead.
I think his medical condition is so much worse than anybody realized that he's just not capable anymore.
Oh, no, I'm not arguing with that at all, but I'm trying to say, yes, for whatever reason, the transition is hurt. Usually whatever it is, it's already baked in. You can go to Disneyland. Who gives a shit, right? But I really believe at this point, it's hurting him. And I agree with you 100%. And you're the one who said it on this podcast 4 years ago. He was blown out in 2020. You had people telling you that.
Yes, we reported back in 2019, because that was when my sources told me, and my sources were from the Florida Democratic State Committee, that they knew Biden had dementia and they were appalled that the DNC was backing him. So, yeah, we reported this back in 2019. And the fact,
yes, time does fly, but I remember it well.
Yeah.
But doesn't it, wait, hold on. Isn't there a bigger issue? And then the other thing, they lost the entire moniker of the party of democracy, okay? You willingly, not just Dr. Jill, but, Obama, the list goes on. Pelosi, they knew the guy they were willing, and it's no joke. You're not mayor or governor of Rhode Island. You are president. We're so lucky, Dr. Lopkin, that we weren't in a nuclear war. I think another 4 years of the transition into Mamala, kiss your ass goodbye. How do you like that one?
Yeah, everything about this administration basically shot the legs out of the Democratic Party. They said they were going to be the most transparent in history.
Yep.
Clearly they weren't. Obama just gave a speech about how terrible it is that government is being weaponized. He's the one that weaponized it. And a new poll just came out that voters now trust the judiciary. Trust in the judiciary is at its lowest point ever and has dropped 30 points in the last 4 years because of the Democrats' use of lawfare.
Do you know what's really interesting, Dr. Lopkin, is I saw a podcast from Tucker Carlson, I believe him 100% on this issue, is that the Democrats, okay, you would not, we've said this a billion times, you wouldn't want them to change your oil. They've never worked, they've never done, okay. But they're the best operatives ever, okay, ever. But he contests, or contends, I should say, and I agree with him, that if they didn't try the lawfare, he might not have even been the Republican. He was dead in the water in 2022. He might not have actually been the Republican nominee. They made him a hero. Your
Yes, they
thoughts?
did. That's absolutely right. They helped rebuild him. I was actually just having a conversation. I'm sure, as all of our listeners know by now, Time Magazine named Donald Trump Person of the Year. And one of the things they talk about in the article is that this was, quite frankly, the greatest political
Greatest
comeback
ever.
in history. And I
Yes.
honestly believe that, yes, he deserves a lot of credit for it, but I don't think he would have had this comeback if the Democrats hadn't screwed up so royally trying to knock him down.
A 100%, and that goes into their. It's really not look. You really don't want to be a Democrat at this point. You have people kissing his ring. He's the de facto leader of the world, and you're a great strategist, Dr. Lockin. I'm sorry to throw you some shade, but I don't think even the great Dr. Eric E. Lopkin can pull them out of this one. It would take. It's going to
It
take years.
it
Everything,
is.
you can't even make it up. Everything has effed up. Everything.
It
Perceptions, actualities, everything.
it is going to take them at least 4 years to even start to recover. I don't think they're going to really have a prayer in the 2028 elections for president
How about whoa, 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 whoa,
unless,
how about 26? That's huge.
oh, 2026. I don't think there's any hope of a blue wave. um, they're
There you go.
they're going to be lucky if they can retake the House, which is possible because there's only a one vote majority for the Republicans right now. But I think they're going to have trouble even retaking the House. And
I don't think they will.
most of their donors agree with this. They don't The donors don't think the Democrats can retake Congress in 2026. They don't think they have a good presidential shot in 2028, especially, who are they going to run? Gavin Newsom?
Oh, no, please do it. Please. I beg of you. That would be awesome. He would be electrocuted. I mean, the only thing that would prosper during his campaign is shares of Vitalis. I'm dating myself. Too bad.
I mean,
There you go.
it is funny because
Go ahead.
2028 looks to be so locked up already. Mitt Romney,
Already.
yeah, Mitt Romney, who we all know hates Donald Trump. They've never gotten
Despises
along,
him.
despises him. He said that Trump's legacy is going to be so strong that there is not a doubt in his mind that the 2028 Republican candidate is going to be J.D. Vance. Even if Vance doesn't do anything for 4 years, he's going to be able to ride Trump's coattails.
100%. And you know something? Let's look at this in your analysis, please. Sometimes in life, as you know, you're a survivor more than a survivor, you're a thriver. That sometimes when shit happens, that might be the best thing. And I actually believe that Trump losing was the best thing ever. How do you like this? Because let me explain before you get your analysis, because it gave people a real taste for the alternative. Your thoughts?
I think you're absolutely right about that. Having 4 years between his terms
Best thing ever.
showed in stark contrast what life was like under a Trump presidency and then what it was like under an administration whose only real goal appeared to be to destroy Trump's legacy. And it is absolutely amazing. Recent polls came out. Trump's favorability right now is at the highest point it's ever been.
It's like 50, isn't it?
I think he might have topped 50 by a few points.
And Uncle Joe, Scranton Joe, is 38.
It is the
And
first
thinking,
time,
by the way, and thinking.
yes, it's the first time Trump's approval rating has been this high. And it's because the Democrats kept saying he's a threat to democracy. He doesn't
Yes.
care about you. He's Hitler. And
everybody looked back and went, you know what? We were a lot better off under him. He hasn't done anything to show that he's Hitler. You're
You know what's
insulting
really funny that I
everybody
think?
that supports him, and we know we're not like what you're describing. And they lost all credibility.
Here's the Jeff Sherman theory. You can put this in writing. You know you've won when your opponent called you Hitler. Hitler, the killer of. Like, okay, how about like something maybe your Manson? He only killed 4 people. I mean, Hitler.
Well,
You can't make it up, really.
I actually did some research on that. And as it turns out, this is not a new arrow in the Democratic quiver. They have actually called every Republican candidate
Everyone's Hitler.
since Eisenhower Hitler.
I didn't know that far.
Yeah.
Really? I thought it started with like 2000s or something.
No.
You know?
Eisenhower was the last Republican candidate that they did not
Who was not
equate. Yes, that they did not equate to Hitler.
I love it. It's just so like, okay, just from a market again. How about Manson? You know, start with like, you know, something. He's only killed 4 people. I know 300 million to 6 million Jews. Absolutely crazy. But what's really great, we talked about this in the last podcast, is it's really a new era for the Middle East, and in particular, I think it's a gold. I don't believe Israel's ever been in a better position ever. How do you like that? Ever. 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 Your thoughts, Doctor?
They are in a fantastic position right now because they have decimated Hezbollah. They've decimated Hamas. They've decimated Islamic Jihad. And now
by going against everything Biden advised them to.
Well, I mean,
which is brass balls, by the way.
Again, remember, Robert Gates said Biden was on the wrong side of every foreign policy decision for 50 years. He was, true to form. But even more than demolishing the terrorist groups, now that Russia and Iran have lost control of Syria and Assad is gone, they don't even have a way to get arms to these folks. The government of Lebanon just reached out to the U.S. government and asked for our help to eliminate Hezbollah once and for all.
And which used to be the France of the Middle East, by the way, Lebanon. It was a beautiful place until terrorists took it over. I really believe certain people you don't want to be. Well, Biden, that's just done. He's 80-something. Who cares? Mamala and Iran, 2 people in right now you do not want to be. I believe Iran is screwed. Thank God for Trump, because I think he's going to get free reign. He might even, there's even talk about a joint strike. They're not going to get nuclear weapons. That's just a fact. Under Biden, probably an 80% chance they would.
Under Biden, we're actually lucky they didn't develop them. But honestly, I think with Trump coming into office and the changes going on around the world, I mean, let's not, Europe has just seen a whole bunch of their leaders have no confidence in them. Canada folks are resigning. It would not.
Oh, he's got a bright future. What are you talking about?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It would not surprise me within the next 2 years or so to see another Arab Spring event.
100%, Doctor.
And see the people of Iran finally stand up and take the country back.
100%. And again, getting back, because I'm biased. I believe that the new king, I wouldn't say that. All roads lead to Israel. How do you like that? I believe that there's going to be a new Abraham Accord, with Saudi Arabia. I think it's good. It could be you never know, but it could be a golden age of Israel. And one of the things is that in the end, the final analysis, and Dr. Lopkin, your comments, is that kowtowing. Do you know who said this? RFK Jr. said the most, not entitled, the most spoiled people, that's not exactly what, in the world is the Palestinians. They had more money than during the Reconstruction after World War II in Europe. And what did they do? They effed it up.
Yes.
So I believe that placating to these animals in the Middle East was the absolute wrong strategy. There you go.
Yes, Palestine could have the West Bank, the Gaza Strip.
Absolutely.
It could have been a paradise. They had everything they needed to create commerce, to create shipping. And instead, they decided to dig tunnels and get weapons. And this falls...
I could dig a tunnel in my backyard, but they had probably $1 trillion, not $1 billion, $1 trillion they screwed. And the other thing is, I was a victim. No, I was a victim, because I admit when I'm wrong, of the propaganda. I thought, oh my God, it's horrible. Yeah. Guess what? They're on the Mediterranean. It could have been an amazing port doing trade with Israel. It could have been literally, that's not BS. It could have been a paradise.
Yes. Even if all they did was create a thriving shipping port and,
there you go,
and work with Israel to facilitate international trade, they could have had a paradise.
Well, don't let the door hit you on the ass.
Exactly.
Well, and the final topic is the appointments. Power creates power, Dr. Lopkin. And I believe all of Trump's appointees are going to be confirmed. I really do believe that.
At this point, I think you're right. The only appointment I had doubts that he would get confirmed was Matt Gaetz, and he's been pulled. And
well, he's done, yeah.
Yeah, and I honestly believe that was done on purpose to get rid of a troublemaker.
Yes, I was just going to ask you that, Dr. Lopkin. I think there was yes, I believe that was called checkers playing chess.
Yeah.
Come on, he had no chance. That guy's a pedophile. Hello, genius.
Yeah, they knew he wasn't going to get the approval, but they also knew he was going to have to resign from Congress in order to take the job. And with his ego, there was no way he wasn't going to take the nomination. So I honestly believe this was a way of getting a troublemaker out of Congress. And because he's from Florida, DeSantis gets to replace him until they have a special election, which means the Republicans didn't lose that seat.
100%. It was a master stroke. And it also, from his perspective, you really don't want things coming out that you drove 16-year-old girls across state lines. I think they call that subway.
Whatever he did is about to come out, because the House Ethics Committee voted today, either early today or late yesterday, to release the report on him. So
they should. I agree with that.
Yes, we will find out exactly what was in it.
Okay, wait a second. You're a family guy. I believe I have a moral compass. Okay, there is no way. I'm sorry. I'm not really usually that definitive. That if you're a grown man, you have I don't care for whatever reason, unless her tire blew out on the highway, to have a 16-year-old girl in your car. I'm sorry. I'm being honest. 0, 0, 0.
Okay, I can see legitimate reasons. Being a family man, the first one that comes to mind is you've got to take the babysitter home. But
no. Why? 1,000? No. My bad. My bad. No,
Yeah.
100. If it's the babysitter and your next door neighbor Jane broke her leg, 100%.
Right? Yeah.
I'm talking about someone you don't even know,
Oh no.
and you're not getting in her. I mean, I'll arrange for a ride for you, but you're not getting. You wouldn't even put yourself in that position. Hello.
No. If you don't know the person, there's no reason they should be
Yeah.
in your car. No.
Hello. Yes. Well, Dr. Lopkin, somewhat, but you know something? Brevity is not all that bad. You get right to the point. Great show, really great show. I actually really enjoyed this discussion. And how about next week? I don't know. I mean,
No,
Christmas.
we are going to be off for the next 2 weeks because we would be recording on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So
Ain't gonna happen, dude.
Yeah, so we will be returning in 2025 for a brand new year of Carnivore Bites.
And Dr. Lopkin, I would have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed my experience with you and with Carnivore Radio. I thought we took it up a notch this year. What do you think, Dr. Lopkin?
We did, but you know what? Not to pat ourselves on the back, we had a lot to work with. And we
there
should.
You go. You know something? Only Lopkin would say. You're 100% correct. You basically were spoon-fed everything. I agree. But I had a great year with you. I enjoyed every moment of it. And I wish you all the best.
Same here, and the same to our listeners. And of course, even though we'll be off the air for 2 weeks, we'd still love to hear from you. What issues are you concerned about for 2025? And where do you think the country's going? Go to xvadio.com/connect. Let us know what you're thinking. You can also go to the Carnivore Radio Facebook page. Messages there. We'd love to hear your opinion. And of course, you can catch every episode of Carnivore Bites at the Carnivore Radio website, xvadio.com, the Apple Podcasts app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Audible, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech.
Happy New Year. Happy holidays for all of us.
Same to you and same to our audience. Have a fantastic 2025. We'll see you then.